Failed Republican Alabama Senate candidate Roy Moore calls for a fraud investigation in a new election, but a judge rules against Moore's last-minute lawsuit, which would have stopped today's certification of election results. Capitol Hill correspondent Jason Calvi tells us why Moore is too late. Good evening, Jason.
Good evening, Wyatt. Alabama's governor, attorney general, and secretary of state now certified Democrat Doug Jones as the state's next U.S. senator. Jones won the December 12th special election by about 20,000 votes. Republican Roy Moore hasn't yet conceded, and he tried one last-ditch effort to keep from losing.
The Roy Moore campaign sues Alabama, citing opinions from 3 election experts.
This gentleman that I talked about with all of the degrees, he said there is a 1 in 15 billion chance that this vote that happened in 20 precincts in Jefferson County occurred naturally. In other words, this election was fraudulent.
Moore's lawsuit claims voters may have been brought in from other states. Alabama Secretary of State John Merrill, a Republican, says his office will investigate, but so far they found no evidence of voter fraud. And today, Alabama certifies Democrat Doug Jones as the winner. It's a historic upset in a very Republican state. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell blames former White House Chief Strategist Steve Bannon for backing Moore.
The political genius on display, throwing away a seat in the reddest state in America, is hard to ignore.
In losing Alabama, the Republican majority in the Senate shrinks. With 52 senators this year, Republicans still needed Vice President Mike Pence to cast 6 tie-breaking votes.
The Vice President votes in the affirmative and the nomination is confirmed.
Including to confirm Education Secretary Betsy DeVos, to open up debate on replacing Obamacare, and to roll back an Obama-era regulation that would have stopped states from defunding Planned Parenthood of Title X funds. And Senate Republicans will have an even tougher uphill battle in 2018 with one less senator on their side.
Roy Moore does have one last option. He can ask for a recount. That has to happen within 48 hours of today's confirmation. Now, Democratic Senator-elect Doug Jones is set to take the oath of office January 3rd. And with that, Wyatt, the Republican majority sinks to a slim 51 of the 100 senators here.
Jason, how common is it for the vice president to cast tie-breaking Senate votes?
Vice President Biden didn't have the chance to cast any. Before him, Vice President Cheney broke 8 Senate ties. The country's first vice president, John Adams, cast 29 tie-breaking votes. But Vice President John Calhoun cast the most, 31.
All right, I have this feeling that Vice President Mike Pence will also have the chance to do that as well in the future. Capitol Hill correspondent Jason Calvi reporting. Thanks, Jason.